How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the EvoYOUtion podcast.
Change starts with you.
Myself, Cordell Jeffers.
And myself, Jordan.
So today we're going to be talking about urgency and getting things done right now, right in this present moment. Now, we've done a last podcast, which was a very deep podcast, which was about
legacy. It was about having a vision that could outlive you. It was about having a goal for the next 100 years. And a lot of the feedback's been quite good. People haven't thought as far out as 100 years, very much kind of the immediate future. So to kind of get us to start thinking bigger, broader, and kind of more inspired by what we're doing every day for a bigger goal, I think it's been quite well. Yeah, it's worked well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think based off the last podcast, obviously we filmed it before quite a tragic event has happened, which was Kobe Bryant, the passing of Kobe. And I think, he was a guy that, is very crucial to the last podcast, because what he has left behind in legacy will outlive him and will live on probably till the next 100 years for generations to come. So I think that passing was quite, it's quite very real to what we're talking about.
Most definitely, when you look at the individual and his social influence, now that we're talking about one individual that is in America. Now I understand there's obviously, because of his celebrity status, that a lot of people and people's association with the basketball, but just as a person and how his kind of life inspired so many others, it was quite eye-opening to see that the effect that you can have on people.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's kind of what we was talking about, your legacy. When we are creating a legacy, it's about having an impact in this life and after passing.
Definitely.
Really.
And you told me quite an important fact the other day. You said, okay, Kobe's died, right? And obviously all the lives in that tragic event. But that same day, 160,000 people may have also died that same day.
Yeah.
But we focus on somebody like Kobe, not just because he's a celebrity and whatever, but because of the social influence that he had on the world. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of ties into what we're talking about today. Urgency. Do you know what I mean? Living with urgency, because we know we only have a certain life expectancy, and getting things done now so you can, have that impact.
Yeah, most definitely. Getting things done now. So what would stop an individual from getting things done now, would you say?
I think it's really about, just limitations. Don't get me wrong, procrastination is probably the worst thing. Like, that's something that I could say many of us suffer from. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, how do we structure our days and our times around our goals in order to be making sure we are urgent and getting these things done?
Well, we say procrastination. For me, I think procrastination, it's a bit of a myth.
Okay.
There's certain things that, if you're inspired to do something, and I know I keep talking about inspiration, I keep talking about purpose, but
that's what we're here for, the way.
If you don't need motivating to do things that you're inspired to do, okay, so the young individual that comes home from school, he doesn't need motivating to go jump on his computer and play his Fortnite or whatnot. He doesn't need convincing. But it's the things that we don't want to do, the things that we're not inspired to do, that we need motivating. The way I see it is inspiration it comes from within, inspired. So to be inspired, that's something that it's self-motivating.
Yeah, of course.
To be motivated, we're talking about things like a personal trainer. We're talking things like, I'm not sure, but let's say use the example as a personal trainer. So an individual has this goal of, let's say, losing weight or to get into shape. Now, that person needs somebody then to motivate them to get into shape. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, but without that kind of accountability of having somebody there, it would find it a bit more difficult. So the point I'm trying to make is, we find that when we're inspired to do things, there is an element of urgency.
No,
but when we're not inspired to do things, we have to put things into place, as I said, like a personal trainer, for external motivation to keep us on that straight and narrow path, if that makes sense.
No, definitely, man. I probably touched on it in the last podcast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we should base our urgency and our motivations off our life expectancy. That's how I believe, because I know I'm only here for a certain time, right? Yeah, we don't know how long that's going to be. So living in the moment, day by day, because it's all good thinking about the event, about achieving something, or the final event. But what about loving the process? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think most people don't really okay, you might have seen, I don't know, the events of Kobe's, legacy, and you might think that looks good, but you wasn't there with the blood, sweat and tears that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about the process, and I think that's one thing. Whatever projects or anything you take on, you have to love the process. Process is important. That is literally the most important thing, because without the process, there's no event. Do you know what I'm saying? So start thinking about all the materialistic things that, or the great life that you might live after the project's done. Let's think about the process, getting things done now, day by day, living with urgency, living like it is your last day, hitting them goals as soon as you wake up in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I know we have kind of touched on it before, but if you're an individual that say is struggling to kind of find their process because they don't have their purpose, so that can be quite difficult, because as I said, your urgency comes from within. Your urgency to wake up before your alarm sets. So you say you set your alarm at 6:30, but you're waking up at 6 o'clock because you can't wait to get out of bed. You can't wait to start the day. You know what I mean? I've said things like going on holidays before, and I've had these conversations with my family. Like, we had a bit of a banterful disagreement where we talk about kind of an escapism, kind of a mentality of holiday, getting away and not wanting to go back to the life that you live. Like, that's quite deep. No, when you kind of put it into the context of what we're saying, like, I don't want to go back. Now, if you had urgency, if you was being inspired by what you're doing on a daily basis, it's not about not wanting to go back. It's because you love the life you live, and if you love the life you live and you feel that you're inspired by what you do, then ultimately there will be urgency within what you're doing.
100%. So that does come before it, but like you said, we've kind of covered that on other podcasts as well. But like you said, we was doing a workshop in a school over there, right? And the whole thing about this workshop was re-engaging a lot of the students back into their GCSEs. And we thought, okay, we're not teachers. There's no point going in there teaching them learning techniques and stuff like that. That's up for the teachers, right? We said, okay, how are we going to do this? And the way we've done it is, asking them one single question, which was, why do you want your GCSEs, right? And then we gave them the 4-step formula, which is an EvoYOUtion formula, by the way. 4-step formula of them asking their reason why. So why did they want their GCSEs? And then we found out a lot of them were saying, because I want to get into college. And then they keep going down. And then the final thing was like family. There was a lot of family conversation.
To be fair, one of the individuals that we spoke to, and I was truly inspired by it. Like, I can't wait to go back to a school and do that again, because one of the girls to say that to be her reason for wanting to do well in her GCSEs when we was able to kind of go through the EvoYOUtion process was to actually be the first woman, the first female in her family to ever have gone to university, and for her to be able to inspire all the other females that will come after her to want to go to university. And when we talk about Kobe, like, if she gets that done, she is Kobe in her own right. 100%. Because she's inspired to, so she's gonna have that urgency because 100%. She knows her why, and she's committed to what she's doing.
So imagine, okay, so this is what I'm saying now. So it goes back to that then. Okay, urgency and getting things done. But really, it's about being inspired to want to do that with even that thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, cool. Now she wants to do that. That's her reason why. If she's to read that every single day, what she put on that piece of paper, the urgency is going to be automatic.
So for example, say if we have individuals that are watching that they know what they want, because a lot of people do actually know what they want. So we don't want to stray too much on the side of people that are not really inspired, because there are a lot of people that are inspired. A lot of people are making that progress, and it's great to see. We can see it, like the industry alone in kind of just in Birmingham, there's a lot of up and coming, some great talented people that are really inspired by what they're doing and they're pushing through. Now, so what would you say are techniques that individuals could kind of adopt that would allow them to ensure and hold themselves accountable for their urgency?
I think one of the things that I do personally is, obviously I run a couple of projects and businesses, and one of my things that I do is I like to do the power of 3 every single morning. All right.
Another EvoYOUtion.
So another EvoYOUtion process is having a power of 3. Now, getting your 3 major goals done before like 12. I'd like to do it before 11, but say before 12 o'clock. Getting 3 power. So if that's making that phone call that you do not want to make, because listen, when you're starting a business or starting a new project, you're going to take on a lot of roles that you might not be comfortable with. So you're going to be outside your comfort zone a lot of the times. So that might be making that phone call to that business to try and get business from them, making that cold call, going through them gatekeepers. So if you've got 3 most important things that you know that's going to move you to your goal for that day, try get them 3 done. And honestly, all the other little things, because this is what a lot of people do. They make a to-do list. They want to, let's file the papers downstairs. Let's put the files all correctly on the emails. Like, that's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense.
But that's the point I'm trying to make, because within their journey and within their process, there are things that individuals don't want to do. Now, I've done an activity for the first month of January where for a whole week, I actually, every hour by the hour, I actually kind of filled in what I was occupying my time and space with. So what did I do between 6 and 7? What was I doing between 7 and 8? You kind of get the picture.
Another EvoYOUtion process. These are all coming, by the way.
And throughout the week, I was able to see the areas where I was quite, where I was motivated, where I was getting things done, where I was procrastinating, where I was less inspired, where I was sleeping in, and it was quite inspiring to see how I filled my day. Now, there are things in your day that you enjoy, and there are things that in your day that you won't enjoy.
Of course.
And it's quite as simple to know that the things that you enjoy, you're motivated and have the urgency to do, and the things that you don't so much do, say for example, the washing up. Now, I don't really like to wash up, and then what tends to happen is I start to have a build up of plates, and it gets to be a greater task than it even had to be in the first place.
Yeah, of course,
but because I'm not inspired to do it, there is no urgency to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But what I want to go on to say is, looking at that list, there were things that I actually didn't have to do. There are actually things on that list, like say for example, there were certain administrative tasks that I could quite easily delegate.
Yeah. Delegation is key,
because urgency. So what I want to say is that urgency will come from doing things that you want to do. Now, if there are things that you don't want to do, I don't know if you're able, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if you're able to find urgency in things that you don't want to do.
This is the way I see it, Elliot, bro. Like if you want to have this world class life or this champion mindset, you have to do the things you don't like, and it's just that simple. You get what I'm saying? If I don't like making that call, I have to make that call. And you see me, I'm a type of guy like public speaking. Yeah, like obviously I started to do public speaking. When the crowd started to get bigger, like my butterflies in my belly, I didn't want to do any of them. But jumping in the deep end and learning how to swim, that is, I'm telling you, that's me.
There's a difference between public speaking. Public speaking is the thing that you're inspired to do. The fear of public speaking, because of the audience, you did not want to go up there and speak on the basis because you weren't inspired to share your message.
Okay, cool.
But you didn't want to do it because of an aspect of fear. Okay. That's different.
Okay, cool. But what about the process of me putting together the presentations to deliver that speech? I didn't want to do the presentations. I hate that stuff.
Okay.
Still had to do it though.
But then, would you say that, so for example, okay, let's say as you develop further, do you think that when we're looking at more of a world-class elite individual, say your athletes, when you look at other individuals, does the athlete a lot of this comes down to financial, but the reality is, does the athlete like to cook? Or will they have a nutritionist? Will they have people that will ready pack meals? Does that individual like to do the conditioning? Or kind of the swimming? Or no, they have a coach that inspires us and gets them to do it?
Well, I think what you're saying is, okay, regardless, like the main vision and the main goal and the main event is something specific that you're inspired to do.
Yes.
Then there's going to be a lot of things within that you like to do, that you're going to do.
Yes.
But there's also going to be a lot of things that you don't like to do, which you will try to delegate.
Yes.
But if you cannot, you have to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where that's the mindset I'm coming from, because bro, but to achieve or build anything that I've done in my life, I've had to do a lot of things that I don't like. Do you get what I'm saying?
But then
especially when your back's against the wall.
I hear ya, but because you have that vision, because you have that goal, that end goal, I don't know if it's as it's easy to say you don't like it. I don't know if you can actually say I don't like it, because it's the process and the end goal. Now, because if you don't like the process but you like the end goal, I'm asking you, is that really your goal? Like, have you really put the thought into saying that? Because to enjoy something, as you said, and it's going back to the exact point that you made, is that you have to enjoy the process. And okay, no,
you have to fall in love with the process, but within that process there has to be things that you don't like doing, bro. Otherwise there's no growth. How is there growth being in something, doing a lot of things that you like to do? That's comfort zone. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to be challenged, and in that challenge there's going to be a lot of things that we do not want to do or not liking to do, but we're going to do it anyway because of the vision.
But then it's about,
do you get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, out of 100% there's a lot of percent that's like, okay, I'm going to enjoy it based off the vision, but physically I may not, but I am going to do it regardless.
Okay, I hear you.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna say, but that if a lot of these things that we're talking about, a lot of these things may be new to individual as well. 100%. Because if you're starting a new process, a lot of the things that you may be trying it for the first time. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily about not liking it. I would say more about kind of fear of the unknown. Yeah. But what gets people going and that urgency to know that, right, this is what I'm working towards, so they have an urgency to commit to the process. And I think that's kind of what I mean, kind of by the inspiration. Because you're so inspired by what you're doing, is that the things that you enjoy, you don't enjoy. It's neither here or there.
You have to
you're going to do it. It's not about enjoying it or not enjoying it. You're just taking it on because it's part of your process. So you're not embedded in this kind of, oh, I like this or I don't like this. No, I'm doing it. I am just doing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you kind of know what I mean?
And that's the mindset that I want these guys to know.
It
is, regardless of I like or I don't like, you're doing it.
Them things don't exist. Them things don't exist. They don't exist.
And that's the kind of mindset. Do you think like all these amazing athletes that we see, that because the thing is, a lot of you guys look up and idolize a lot of people based on what they've done. Do you understand? Like that, and that's where I'm coming down to the process. The waking up 4 o'clock in the morning, the going on the pitch or on the field and training hours, being on the first one on the field and the last one off. That's the process, and that's what's going to separate you from the average person to becoming a world-class person. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's doing it regardless. There's no compromise, no surrender, no retreat. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's the kind of mindset and the beliefs that you just have to have. So we kind of came to the mutual, the area of regardless if you
there's
like
no
it
such thing as what you like
or you don't like, it's being done. And that's it. I will. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're the kind of another thing that you could do in the morning, affirm it. Do you know what I mean? When you're waking up in the mornings, have your affirmation list. Do you know what I mean? Visualize your day. Okay, for instance, say you've got to do a presentation for your sales company or a sales business that you're working. Wake up in the morning, visualize yourself in that presentation. I will have an amazing presentation. I will deliver all the key messages and get them across to the people that I need to. Whoever listens to that presentation will buy my product or service. Do you know what I mean? Have them beliefs, and when you taught that into yourself before you do any task, I'm telling you now, you've got a way higher percentage of achieving the best result. Do you know what I mean?
On a bit of a more practical level, in regards to reminders, setting yourself reminders. If you have an iPhone, Siri's just like having a personal assistant. You press a button and you ask them to book something in. So book things into your diary, book things into your calendar, set alarms as reminders to maintain and kind of keep yourself accountable to what you need to be doing.
Yeah, and like I said, that power of 3, that power list of 3. Do you know what I mean? Getting them 3 things done as soon as you can. And I mean the highest task of the project. Do you know what I mean? I'm not talking about sending across an email. I'm talking about that the 3 that's going to take you out your comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? Making that call that you know is the most important call for the business for the day. Make sure that's getting done. Do you know what I mean? Like the power of 3. Get them 3 things done, and then you can work on all the little things. Because what we try to do is we try and make ourselves busy when we're not even really busy. You're trying to make yourself busy with all these other little things towards your projects and towards your goals that ain't really got no value. Do you get what I'm saying? So get that power of 3 is just the 3 important things that you need to do, that you know if you get them 3 things, you're going to be a lot closer after that a lot closer, say tomorrow, than you was the day before. Do you know what I'm saying? So get that power list of 3 done. Wake up in the morning, write them down. I do that every single day. Do you know what I mean? So I think I work quite well off that. Affirmations as well, which will probably go on in another podcast, because you can affirm as much as you want, but without the action, it's not going to come true anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's really about your affirmations, your power of 3, your time, getting your time management, booking things into series as well, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best at. I am working on for my 2020 goals is definitely time management and understanding time
and delegation.
Yeah, and then delegating.
Delegation, honestly. Like there's so many things that you can delegate nowadays. There's so many agencies, there's so many people that are inspired to do the things that and have skills in the things that we're not necessarily skilled in, the things that we're not necessarily inspired in.
Yeah, definitely.
That are able to do so, and it's about collaborative working.
Yeah, definitely.
And there are people out there.
Yeah, and if you can build a team around you with people that believe in your vision as well, that can help build you. Do you know what I mean? We've got a team of people behind this camera that you don't even know, that you haven't even seen, that have invested into us as people because they see the long-term vision, and that's amazing as well. So if you can find them people, that'll be great. If you can't, then you're gonna have to people per hour.
People per hour, Fiverr.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Delegation, man.
Nah, there's a lot of delegation. There's a lot of delegation. But okay, say if there's no, imagine you can't delegate nothing. Get it done. Simple as that. Get it done, and that's the mindset you need. If you listen, we're in a competitive space right now. Do you know what I mean? This is 2020. Everybody is on it. Do you know what I'm saying? So you need to just know that you have to get whatever you got to get done. No surrender, no retreat, and that's my final word for today.
EvoYOUtion.
EvoYOUtion, man. Definitely check us out. Yeah, and like, comment, subscribe, share.
Please share.
Yeah, we're creating a movement, guys, and we want to inspire as many people. Sometimes we get a bit rowdy. Sometimes we might have these debates, but it's for you guys to take what you can take to help benefit your life and move you guys forward as well, man. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you.